Thank you very much, Cathaoirleach. And like you, Cathaoirleach, I welcome our three guests and their contributions as well, and to commend them on the very important work that they're carrying out on behalf of our state, and also as Rosalie is a nominee of the British government as well. I proposed in 2018 at the time that the Commission would be invited to address this committee. I also proposed this time, when we were drafting our work programme for this year, that the Commission would be invited back again to give us an update on your work. That was to give us, in a parliamentary chamber, the opportunity to endorse the very important work, the difficult tasks that you have been assigned with, and that hopefully that some coverage of this of our proceedings, be it in the print or broadcast media, might create that extra awareness that's needed, and hopefully the coverage would get to the people who have information and who have not yet passed it on, that finally their consciences might get to them and that pass on that information. And I think the three guests have outlined very clearly that if a person passes on information, it cannot be used for any other purposes. And our Cathaoirleach outlined that very clearly as well. People who provide information will not be prosecuted in relation to any of their misdeeds or any other misdemeanours if they carried out some. Could I just say that I've been familiar with the work of the Victims Commission from 1998, because John Wilson was the first person appointed by the Irish government, the former Taoiseach and late John Wilson, whom I had a very close working relationship with over many, many years. And I have the privilege of succeeding him as a TD for Cavan Monaghan when he retired in 1992. At that time, without knowing the detail of any particular cases, I knew how difficult that work was, from talking to John Wilson about it on a general basis. And I know that the people who have succeeded in the meantime, Mr Bloomfield carried out admirable work, as did Frank Murray as well. So it's important that we recognise the work of the people who served in the roles previously as well. Unfortunately, there were very many reprehensible, vile and heinous crimes during the era known as the Troubles. But I suppose the case of the 16 disappeared really is absolutely reprehensible. All murders, maiming of people and injuries inflicted on people are reprehensible. But to abduct, to kill and to secretly bury persons and not have them returned to their families is beyond comprehension. So it is. The task of your commission is to return to families the remains of persons killed by paramilitaries. And the least that anybody deserves is a Christian burial. And I think we can never emphasise enough how important it is. And we met Oliver McVeigh last week, as our Cathaoirleach said, Columba's brother, and he appealed again for anybody with information or any organisation that they have a moral duty, to put it very, very mildly, to pass on any relevant information. And as a committee, we've totally endorsed that. I know from speaking with families that the Commission has worked with over years, they very much appreciate your method of going about your business, the very dignified, gracious manner and understanding manner that you carry out that work as well, and you're to be commended in that respect. My purpose in suggesting that you come before the committee was to again, as I said at the outset, to endorse publicly the important work of the Commission, and to also emphasise that the Commission tasks are not yet complete, unfortunately. So what we'd like to see is obviously the other three bodies returned to their loved ones. Could I just say that two of my colleagues, Senator Erd McGree and Senator Niall Blaney, hope to be with us later. They're attending on Shannon, where Taoiseach is addressing the House there. Could I just say that, as I said earlier, John Wilson was appointed by the government in May of 1998, a month following the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, and I think that demonstrated the importance that the governments at that time attached to this work, because it was a month after the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, and what he was tasked with at that time was to review services and arrangements in place to meet the needs of victims of Northern Ireland violence. John Wilson was appointed, Mr Bloomfield was appointed by the British government subsequently to carry out that important work to carry out that important task on behalf of both governments. But could I just say that the first report of the Victims Commission, a name and a place and a name, that report was published in July 1999. In one particular comment in regard to the disappeared, and I quote, "Anyone with the slightest shred of information on the possible location of bodies should make this known to the Independent Commission for the Location of Victims' Remains." It's sad that today, at the end of 2021, that we are appealing still for information so that innocent people can be returned, the remains of innocent people murdered, buried in secret, some of them abducted, murdered and secretly buried, that they have not yet been returned to their loved ones. That sentence is as relevant today, unfortunately, as it was when it was written in July 1999. Thank you, Oireachtas.